Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you how to do a trifold shutter card. Here's one that I've made and decorated. You see all the cuts from above there, and it all falls down flat to go into an envelope. The paper collection I've used is Jungle Fever from the Paper Boutique. You're going to need a scoreboard and a cutting knife too. So we need to score first. To start off with, then you need a piece of card that measures 15 by 25 centimetres. Our first score line, put your card along to 4 centimetres, and we're going to score from 2.5 centimetres to 12.5 centimetres. Our next score line, we're going to do from 6.5 centimetres, and we're going to score from 2.5 centimetres down to 12.5 centimetres. Our next score line, we're going from 10.5 centimetres. Now this time we're only scoring down to our 2.5 centimetres. So this is just a shorter score line, and then we go down without scoring to 12.5 centimetres, and from there we score straight down to the bottom of our card. Next one, we're going to 15.5 centimetres, and this score line goes all the way down. So you have two long score lines that go from 2.5 centimetres to 12.5 centimetres, then two shorter small score lines that go to 2.5 centimetres, and then from 12.5 centimetres to the bottom of the card. And our next score line goes all the way down our card. And our final score line, we put our card to 18 centimetres, and as of in the beginning we're scoring from 2.5 centimetres down to 12.5, and that's our score lines. Can't really see on there, but now we need to change our blade over to our cutting blade. So we know the top is 2.5 centimetres, so on the shorter side we place our card at 2.5 centimetres, and we're cutting from our first score line straight across to our last score line. There you go. And I'll do the same again on the other side. So 2.5 centimetres, straight through. So our first score line and our last score line is right there. So we don't need our board anymore. I'm just going to bring my card in just so I get my folds correct. So we'll start with the centerpiece. So this is our first fold. That's a mounting fold, a valley fold, a mounting fold, and then a valley fold. So, mounting fold, valley fold, mounting fold, and valley fold. There you go. So then on the top we have a mounting fold, and the next score line on the top is a valley fold. Just burnish your folds. Just turn it over. Okay. And that's our card base. Sometimes because your cuts are so close together, it does feel like it catches a little bit on the end. So I do just slightly trim. You don't have to do this, of course, but I just like to, it's a bit more free flowing then. Just turn this around and literally just trimming a small fraction off just one part of the card. It flows better. So that's our card base. So now for decoration, I have actually made all my mats and layers to make it easy. So again, just bring it along. The paper collection is Jungle Fever. I've used 2 papers. I've cut out some toppers from the embellishment pads, and I've got 1 sentiment, and then I've got some flowers and leaves, and these are here, and these are actually from Autumn Wreath Embellishments. The whole collection is called A Whisper of Autumn. So like I said, I've got these ready. So you can cover the front, and then if you like, you can leave the back bare. But what I've done, I've actually covered my back too. I just think it finishes the card off nicely. And then this white space here is for you to write your message. So if we start adding our pieces, so first of all, just bear with me. So this one here measures 14.5 centimetres by 3.5 centimetres, and I've got one for my front and back. The paper, of course, then measures 14 centimetres by 3 centimetres. Just put those out of the way. And go into these longer bits here. So you need 2 of these, and they measure 2 centimetres by 6 centimetres for the mat, and then 1.5 centimetres by 5.5 centimetres for the paper. One for the top. Actually, I feel I've put that the wrong way around. One for the bottom. Next, slightly smaller pieces. So again, there will be 2 centimetres for the matte layer and 4.5 centimetres, making your paper 1.5 centimetres by 4 centimetres. So first of all, I'm doing the outside of my card. These are 2 small squares that just fit in here, and these are 2 centimetres by 2 centimetres, so making your paper 1.5 centimetres by 1.5 centimetres. And next is the larger part. So you've got 14.5 centimetres, by 6.5 centimetres for the matte layer, and 14 centimetres by 6 centimetres for your paper. Okay, and then for my inside of my card, inside part of the card, this matte layer measures 9.5 centimetres by 2 centimetres, making your paper 9 centimetres by 1.5 centimetres. And these are just going on this part. Except there's 2 of those. And then the centre part measures 9.5 centimetres by 8.5 centimetres for the matte, making the paper 9 centimetres by 8 centimetres. The measurements are exactly the same for the back, so I'm just going to add these. I can feel my glue tightening up. There you go. So make sure we're the right way. Like I said in the beginning, you don't have to match your back if you don't want to. I just think it finishes it off really nicely. And as you can see, this part, I've done my matte, but I've also used white card instead of the paper. It just gives you an area where you can write your message. And we'll just do the centre part. I also feel if you do your back, adding the extra mats and layers does make your card feel a lot more sturdy. our back and our front. I've chosen sentiment here, always be yourself. So really, I guess this card could be given to anybody for any occasion. I'm just going to add foam pads to that. Actually, I wanted to add that into there, so I'm just going to put my topper, sorry, my sentiment slightly towards the top. And then I've got this little leopard topper. I'm also going to have foam pads to the back. Other pieces. I plan to add my leopard there. Might need to just trim a little bit more of his tail off. I thought I'd do this one a different design than my original one that I showed. I'm just going to add some smaller foam pad pieces to my slot. I'm just going to have him hanging from the top there. So, slowly coming together. May not use other pieces, we shall see. So now just going to add some leaves. Put my foam pad to there first. Yep. Just to get that in the right place, sorry. Now soft looks like he's hanging off some leaves. I'm going to add that down there. Yeah, I cut the pieces out of this one, but I didn't really plan what I was going to do with it. Well, where I was going to put them anyway. But there, I think I'm going to add one of the flowers. I'm just going to place these leaves on this side. going to do that with those. Toucan is going to get added to the leaves. I have got some more flowers, but I think I'm going to start overloading things soon. So yeah, we're just going to leave that as that. And do we put the bird on? Can go up there with the sloth. Decisions, decisions. Actually, we could place him just so he's coming over the flower. I actually do quite like the bird on there, so I'm going for the bird. Just going to add a small amount of glue to the bird's tail. Actually, we can just put that and put that on the flower. There we go. I think we'll leave these 2 flowers. So there's our finished trifold shutter card. So it stands perfectly on its own with just being one piece of card. I do think the extra matte and layering does help make it more sturdier. And we're all folding flat. Well, flat enough with having foam pads on. So as you see, I have decorated them both differently but with the same paper kit. But I think they are really both quite effective cards. I'll just show the backs again to show that you have got a place to write your message. I hope you enjoy my tutorial and I hope you find it easy to use. If you have any questions at all, then please pop over to Creative Friends on Facebook and we can happy to answer anything on there. And also, if you make this card up too, we would love to see it on there too. Thank you. Goodbye.